once again, and you are right. You're with Alicia on Let's Talk. And you know what? I'm really excited today. Excited because I learned so much just the other day when I was talking to my friend who looked really jaded to me. And I just ended up asking him, "Why do you look so tired, man?" And he said, "Oh, forget about it. I had a tough day at work." And I wanted to know why and how was his day very, very tough. And you must be wondering, why has she written so many things on the board? Just wait a minute till I tell you. You know, my friend happened to tell me that he had a very, very tough nut to crack in office, which means he had a tough negotiator with him at work, and he wanted to share his experience with me. And when he was sharing his experience with me, I realized that he had various interesting words, and I wanted to assimilate them and present it to you. And therefore, let's go through those words. So I'm going to first share the words with you, and then hold on, I'm going to explain it to you in simple English as well. So here's what he said to me. At first, we thought we would need a go-between because we could not see eye to eye, and then we were at a standstill. But after a lot of wheeling and dealing, we hammered out a deal. And the deal was a win-win situation for both. Well, he did drive a hard bargain, and the deal almost went sour. And then we undercut and finally caved in to offer and present a rock bottom offer. So this is what he explained to me. But I'm going to simplify this further only for you. So let's take the first word. The first word says go between. What do you mean by going between? Well, when two parties are negotiating, and especially if you're in sales, and even if you're a manager, you will always end up negotiating. So go between basically means when you come to a middle ground. When you come to a middle ground, where both parties are able to come to a middle ground or a common ground. What do you mean by we couldn't see eye to eye? We couldn't see eye to eye simply means when you're not able to reach an agreement, or when you're not in a position, or when you do not agree with the opposite party. The next word is very self-explanatory. We were at a standstill, meaning when something is stagnant, when there is just no progress possible. And wheeling and dealing. Wheeling and dealing basically means a lot of discussion, a lot of negotiation, argument, and conversation, which led to a deal. And he said, we hammered a deal. What do we use a hammer for, friends? Of course, a hammer is used to force the nail into the head. So this here, it means exactly that we at last came to an agreement. So let's go and revise these words once again. Standstill means when there is no progress at all, because we are at an impasse. Impasse meaning where nothing is moving forward, or there is no progress happening at all because everything is stopped, or there is a deadlock. Wheeling and dealing meaning ample discussion and negotiation. Let's come to hammered a deal. Hammered a deal meaning we at last reach an agreement. And then an agreement which was a win-win situation. A win-win situation, again, is very explanatory, self-explanatory, where both parties benefit. So the situation where both the parties are happy with the outcome. And his client did drive a hard bargain, meaning his client was a very demanding and experienced negotiator. So very demanding and experienced person. And the deal almost went sour, which means my friend felt that perhaps the deal is never going to happen. It is perhaps going to fail. All right? But then he did undercut, which is lower. Undercut meaning he lowered his price, and they caved, meaning he caved in. Caved in meaning when you say I caved in, it simply means that you just stop your argument and you come to a middle ground and you come to an agreement. So he caved in, meaning he stopped further arguments. And at last made a rock bottom offer, meaning he offered the lowest possible price. So friends, although the negotiation, of course, I'm very happy that it turned out well for my friend, what I wanted to also do is extract all these brilliant words out of his conversation and share it with you. Because these words are extremely, extremely important for us to use, because they're not only going to make us sound impressive, they're also going to make our English better. Because you don't want to be at level of simple English, right? You want to enhance your vocabulary. And for you to enhance your vocabulary, you must use words and you must use idioms and phrases, because native speakers use that very, very often. So, all right, before we end, I'm going to once again revise these phrases with their simple English for you. So, go between basically means coming to a common ground or middle ground. Couldn't see eye to eye, meaning when you're not able to reach an agreement. Stand still means there is no progress at all because you're at an impasse, you're at a place where you're not able to just move ahead. Wheeling and dealing simply means ample discussion and negotiations. Hammered a deal is coming to an agreement. Win-win situation is very self-explanatory. A situation where both parties agree and both parties are happy with the outcome. Drive a hard bargain is a person who's a very, very experienced and demanding negotiator. Deal went sour when sometimes you feel that something doesn't taste good. Do you like sour things? I'm sure you don't. So when you feel that something's just not going to happen, something's not leaving a very good taste in your mouth. And undercut is when you lower down your price or your demands. Caved meaning when you stop further arguments. And then rock bottom offer is when you provide the most lowest possible price or the lowest possible offer to your client. So I had a great time learning these new phrases and I'm going to ensure I use them. All I need you to do is tell me in the comments which of these words are you going to begin to use and which one of these slang words and idioms and phrases is your favorite. I'll look forward to your comment. And till the next lesson, let's implement them in our negotiation. All the best, and I'm sure you will be a very good negotiator. Goodbye for now.